Oh, hi! It's getting hot in here, so hot. It's wicked warm in here. Have you guys grasped how terrible I am at accents yet? Because it's real bad. Like really, really bad. Today, we're gonna be making an A-line skirt. A, because it was requested, and B, because I need to make a base of a skirt for my Halloween costume, and this is the perfect shape for it. So as I've mentioned a bunch of times, this is gonna be my Halloween costume, and this skirt has a lot of like frills and accents to it. So what I'm gonna do is use muslin, which is just really cheap cotton. That's gonna be under everything, instead of doing like a fashion fabric on the inside and using a lining, which is what most of you will probably take from this. So keep in mind, when I'm telling you to cut out all the pieces, if you're doing a lined skirt, just cut everything out twice and then add the lining to every step you're doing. Here's what you need. Shit, I gotta grab a beer. 1 second. All right, let's try this again. Here's what you need. God damn it. Cocksucker. Fucking get. Oh, that is a very strong beer. Oh, that's why it was hard to pop off, because it's a twist off. Don't ever drink twist off caps. Well, obviously you wouldn't drink the cap. You're gonna need a zipper, some fabric, any kind of non-stretchy cotton, like medium or lightweight will probably be good for this. You also need sewing machine, matching thread, and a ruler, especially like a grid ruler will help. You also want big sheet of paper. Gridded paper will be super duper helpful for this. But if you don't have it, just like any piece of paper, because you're gonna want to make a pattern. And also some interfacing. Let's get to it. Here is the pattern piece I made. As you can see, this pattern doesn't look like a full skirt shape, it's just a quarter of one. So to get these lines with your own measurements, here is the math you have to do. So once you get this all cut out, you're gonna want to lay it on fold on your fabric so it'll be doubled up, and keep this straight edge on fold for the front. So you're gonna cut it out and then that'll open up to be like double this. And then move it away from the fold but still keep the fabric doubled up, and cut out your back pieces. Although when you get to this straight edge, you want to add 5/8 of an inch for seam allowance, because you're gonna be putting a zipper in the back and this is gonna be your like back seam. So now you should have 3 pieces. One that looks like half a skirt, and 2 other pieces that when put together will also look like half a skirt. Next, you're gonna put your 2 back pieces right sides together, and on that straight edge you're going to do a basting stitch, just like a really wide long straight stitch for the first 8.5, 9 inches. That's gonna be where your zipper is gonna go. And then once you get past that point, I made a little mark just so I would know where to stop. You can switch it to a smaller straight stitch to do the bottom half. Once that's stitched, you're gonna press that whole seam open with your iron. You're gonna take your zipper, put the face of it towards that inside seam, hand stitch it down, and then sew down both sides and make sure you go across the bottom. All right, now this looks like a total mess, but I did the basting stitch first and then did the straight stitches, which also aren't perfect, but this is all getting covered up with fancier fabric anyway, so nobody's gonna see it. But you guys better do it fucking perfect or else I'm coming for you. Not really. Okay, so as you can see, I did my basting stitches with a different color thread just to make it that much easier to just pull all of it out and know that I'm not leaving any behind. Once those stitches are pulled out, you want to go ahead and just between the seams that you just made for your zipper, you want to open up those initial machine basting stitches you did. Oh my god, there's the zipper! And now you can do this. Oh my god, it's like magic! Now the hardest part is over. Next, you're gonna take your constructed back piece and put the side seams right sides together, both sides, and do a straight stitch down the whole thing. Now you have something that kind of looks like a skirt. Wow! Now let's finish up the top by making a waistband. You're just gonna measure around the top of the skirt you have now. The width will depend on your preference, but I'm gonna be doing like 3 to 3.5 inches wide all the way around. Once you have that cut, go ahead and cut a piece of interfacing the same size and fuse it to it with the hot iron. So to attach your waistband to the skirt, you want to open up the zipper a little bit. I'm folding the short ends of the waistband over about 1/2 inch, and then folding that whole thing in half, and then facing the right side of the skirt, so the outside, put all the raw edges together over here, and then just do a straight stitch around that whole thing. All right, I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the video, but you are going to need a hook and eye closure for the top of your waistband, since you already sewed in the zipper and the waistband is above that. Check that shit out. A little bit bigger of a gap here than I wanted, but I'm gonna be wearing a striped shirt under it, so all that will be poking through was that anyway. No one will be seeing unmentionables. I am done this skirt as far as what I need, but you guys will probably want to hem the bottom, just fold it over once or twice and do a top stitch around the whole thing. Let's try this sucker on, shall we? Ta-da!